Okay, welcome to revision 15 of I don't know how many, but here we go. This is to do with area, and this question, the top one here, says Billy wants to reseed the grass in her garden. The garden is 10 meters long by 6 meters wide. There's a vegetable patch that's 2 meters by 1.5, and there's a circular pond of radius 2 meters. The remainder of the garden is grass. Each bag of grass seed costs £4.60, and that can cover 10 square meters. So what's the total cost of reseeding? So okay, I need to work out the area of the green bit, don't I? So effectively I can work out the total area and minus these, and if I was being really lazy, I could just say, well, it's 10 times 6, which is 60, and just seed it all with that and then have loads spare, but that would be a waste. So it's 60 square meters. Now I've got to get rid of these two. So I've got to think, right, how do I get rid of that area? Well, that's a rectangle, so that's just going to be 2 times 1.5. 2 lots of 1 is 3. So the vegetable patch is literally 3 square meters. And the circle, remember, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So hopefully you can remember that. Pi, sometimes they allow you to use 3.14. Or you can use a pi on your calculator. So I'm going to use a pi on my calculator. Radius is the distance from the center to the edge, and that's 2 squared. 2 2s are 4. So it is 4 pi. And then I work out 4 pi on my calculator. And let's hope it works. There we go. 4 times, and the pi button is just here. You can see that. And so I get an answer, and it will do 4 pi, and I can change that to SD 12.5666. I'm going to keep it in my calculator, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the vegetable patch area of 3 equals that, and then I'm going to say it's 60 minus that answer, 44.4. Now don't round it up until right at the very end, because you never know, you can make mistakes otherwise. And now a bag covers 10 square meters. So you've got to think, how many bags do I need if I've got 44.4? Obviously 4 bags is not enough. I need 5 bags. So I need 5 lots of that, which would be £23. Use your calculator if you need to. So there's that question. Nice. Then this one says here, work out the value of y. If I know the area is 65 and that length is 5, so basically it's an equation would be 5y equals 65. What do I times by 5 to get to 65? How's it attached? Timesing. So divide both sides by 5 and you'll get 13. So on that one, and it's 13 centimeters, get the units right. So that's how you answer that one. And then it says this one here, it says you've got a square of 8 centimeters, and it says you've got a rectangle that is of the same area, but it has double the height. So what is the value of y? Well, if you're going to double the height, you halve the width, so y will be 4. But how we work that out long ways. Well, let's show you. If it's a square, I know that's 8 8s are 64, because I do 8 times 8 and I'll be sick on the floor. So that's the area of the square. This area here would be base y times 16. So it would be 16y, and we'd say it's the same area, so it equals 64. So how do I get y on its own? How is it attached? Timesing. Therefore divide both sides by 16 and you get 4. So that's a long way of doing it, but safe way. Then the next question, we're going to rattle through these quickly. So this one, you've got a triangle, like so, and it's got a perpendicular height of 5. I know it's perpendicular, I've got a little square there. Width of 10, and this is called a slant height of 8. And I want to know the area of this. So with this one, the tricky question is they give you a dimension you don't need. Okay, so triangles, it's half base times perpendicular height, so I don't need that one. So the area here is going to be 5 times 10 halved, 50 halved, 25. then we get a trapezium. Now, a trapezium is a shape that has two parallel sides, like that. Maybe not drawn to scale. That's got a perpendicular height of 4.5, 10.8 centimeters, 5.2 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. And they want the area of this trapezium. Now again, they're giving you more dimensions than you need. This area of the trapezium is an interesting one because what I could do is I could rearrange this trapezium and double it, and then if I doubled it, I'd get a shape like that, a parallelogram. And that parallelogram would have a distance across here, adding those two bits together, of 16. Okay? So the reason why this is useful is because, well, if it was a parallelogram, it would be 16 times 4.5, but I'm halving it because it's half that. And so that's how you work out the area of a trapezium. It's kind of easy, really, when you know how, of course. So that divided by 2 equals 36. So the area of this trapezium is 36 centimeters squared. What you did was you flipped that around, made it into a parallelogram. Notice this becomes redundant. That total length is the 10.8 plus a 5.2, and then you times it by the height, and because you doubled it, to get it back, you halve it to get back to 36. Then another one, it says a circle has an area of 200. Well, pi r squared equals 200. Work out the radius. Again, a few things we need to do here. I need to divide both sides by pi. And then to get rid of the square, I need to square root. So in the end, I get something like this. And it'll be interesting to see if you can do this on your calculator as practice. So do have a go at doing that on your calculator and see if you can do this correctly. Okay, now for me, I always use brackets. So square root, open bracket, fraction button, 200 over shift, that button there, get my pi, make sure the arrow goes forward till it flashes big, bracket, and then let's see if it works. Press return, 7.9788. And let's write that as 7.98. So the radius is 7.98 centimeters. And then lastly, the question they've got here is you've got a strange shape. And it says that this little height here is 10. That's a distance of 80. That's a distance of 100. And that's a distance of 30. Hello, 30. The diagram shows a farmer's field. The farmer wants to plant new crop. Each sack of seed costs 30 centimeters, covers 30 square meters. Cost of each sack is £6. How much cost? So, here we go. I need to work out the area of this. Now to do that, I'm going to split this shape down there. Call that shape A and that B. And therefore shape A is simply a square like that. 80 by 30, 3 8 24. So that area of A is going to be 24 with 2 zeros. Okay. And then I've got this little triangle here. So this little triangle, interesting to work out. Firstly, that distance there is 100 minus the 80. So that distance is 20. And the height is going to be 30 minus 10, 20. So now what I've got is I've got a triangle that's 20 by 20. And remember, it's a half base times height, the perpendicular height. So it's going to be a half times 20 times 20. 2 2s are 4, so it's a half of 400, which is 200. So now I've got the area of 200 of the triangle, 2,400 of the square, so it's a total area of 2,600. And it says that each bag covers 30 centimeters, 30 meters, sorry. So how many 30 meters into that? So I do that, but in fact I'll use my calculator. 2600 divided by 30 equals, and I've got 86.6. 86.6 recurring bags. So I need 87 bags. Each bag costs £6. So I do 87 times 6. And that tells me £522. I hope that has helped.